Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 1st. It is 6:21. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So give me a few minutes to set up the room real quick. Once it's all set up, we'll get started and we'll kick off this trading session. So just give me a few minutes, get this all set up, and then we should be good to go. All right, solid, good. A few more things here. All right, looks good for the most part. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, cool. Link is sent out. Looks like we're good to go. All right, cool. Looks like people are making their way into the room right now. So good morning, everybody. I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. At least it's a German session for you to lend it. All right, cool. So Lisa over here sent in her profit. She made about 1,700 during pre-market. Great work right there, Lisa. Kip over here as well. Kip locked in a pretty nice profit off US30 right there off that buy. Kip again over here made about 6,000 off his other account over here. So great work over there, Kip. Caught a nice V3. And let's see, Lisa again over here locked into 3,282 off her account during pre-market. And I think that's it for right now. Andreas as well. Units over here too. Some pre-market profits locked in about 282. So great work right there, guys, for everyone who traded pre-market. And market's been pretty crazy this week, obviously from all the new news regarding the war and the new week. So it is also NFP, so you guys want to be very careful for that. So let me see who's here. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Ruin. Morning, David. Morning, Maria. Morning, Miles. Yeah, Kenny said, hey, I can see you this morning. So it seems like the systems are working better this morning, guys. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Miles. Morning, Maria. Morning, Patricia. And just FYI, guys, I think Social Trader Tools, the copier is now working. I just set all of mine back on. I'm not sure if you guys took a look, but it looks like it is working now. Morning, Esther. Morning, everybody. So it's 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. Let's take a look at retail sentiment real quick to see where market is sitting. So it looks like majority of retail traders are long right now. So it's mixed, but for the most part, it's short. So for the most part, we're possibly going to be looking for sells today. Obviously, right here on IG, you can see that retail sentiment is currently it's long, but it's not very strong. So that's the problem here. It's going to be a bit indecisive until it pushes more towards 60 to 65% to 70%. That'll be a better indicator, but it's okay. We're going to use that for now. Looking at the fundamentals, it is currently 134 points in the red. So it is bearish right now. With that said, we're definitely going to be looking for some sells for the most part. Refreshing this right now to see if there's any news. This morning, we have news at 7 o'clock, which is ISM manufacturing PMI, which is high impact. We have construction spending, ISM manufacturing prices. And I think that's about it for the morning. So we just got to keep an eye out for 7 o'clock. Other than that, I think the market should hopefully move a bit smoother than it was doing yesterday. However, it is kind of moving sideways right here. As you guys can see, not really much direction, but we will definitely be following it. Morning, Jay. Morning, S. Morning, Fahad. Morning, everybody. Looking over here at the technicals, currently it's indecisive. You can see prices in between the pivots. The trend meter is blue. So looking at this here, it's not really much of a bias with regard to technicals. Over here on the 3-minute, it is bullish. You can see price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Here on the 5-minute, same situation. Price is above the pivots. However, the trend meter is blue, indicating that the trend is a bit indecisive. So overall, with the technicals, it's a bit indecisive. Retail sentiment also indecisive. The only thing that's really pointing towards direction is going to be the fundamentals. So we'll see what happens when the market opens in the next 4 minutes. When the market does open, we'll see where the fundamentals are sitting. Refreshing CNBC right now, looks like pre-market everything is bearish. So the Dow is down 125 points, S&P is down 13 points, Nasdaq's down 58 points, oil is currently up 5 points, and the 10-year bond is down almost 2 points. I mean, we'll see what happens. There's going to be updates all throughout the day regarding the news. It looks like the war isn't really stopping. They were supposed to have diplomatic talks. However, it doesn't look like anything's really happening right now to helping that. So let's see, Russian missiles hit Kharkiv. You can see huge damage here. So the war is still going on. You know, it's not like slowing down at all. They wanted to have diplomatic talks, but it's not getting any better. So I mean, we'll have to see what happens in the next, you know, couple of days or so. You can see here 40 minutes ago, France deploys more troops to Romania and Poland. And you can see all of the different countries here are now jumping into the war. So you can see YouTube's blocked Russia's channels. It's not getting any better, guys. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, if the war keeps going that way, you know, obviously the price is going to keep going down lower. So we'll see, and it's going to be moving towards the direction of a bias, anyways. So, yeah. Morning, Brandon. Morning, David. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Orain. Morning, Jason. Exactly. Essa also said that it's Trap Tuesday. So, you know, Tuesday, it's going to be risky. It's also the first of the month. I don't know if these same things that we use are going to work as smoothly as they normally do due to the war, but we'll be keeping that in mind. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Barack. Morning, Fahad. As well as asking the breakout. I mean, we'll see if we can take a breakout. Morning, Marlon. Hopefully everyone's doing great today. I don't know if Steven's in here. Oh, he is Steven. Steven, you're here. Good morning, Steven. Steven is this morning. But yeah, Steven will be looking for the breakout. So just FYI, Steven, I know you're looking for the breakout. If you are looking for it, depending on whether the sorry guys. Trying to play with me. Depending on where the momentum signal is sitting, we'll be looking for either a buy or a sell. So right here, if this sell signal closes, we'll be looking for a strong sell candle after it, or a strong red candle to confirm the breakout. Vice versa, if it doesn't close here with the sell signal and we have this buy signal still going, then we'll be looking for a buy. Currently, right now, we might be looking for a sell, but we'll see. This candle closes in about 30 seconds. So we'll be waiting for this to close. Once it closes, we can confirm whether, you know, we're going to be looking for a sell or a buy. So I'll try to keep you updated on that. One thing I want to do is go back to currency.com data. There we go. Perfect. It's working again. I need to switch all this up because I don't like Owanda data. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's not as accurate with regard to the indicators, because the indicators do work according to data points. So right here, huge drop. So we're looking for a strong red candle here, Stephen, if you're looking for that breakout. Obviously, you can see it's a big spike here. You might see manipulation back to the other side. Sorry, guys, my dog keeps trying to play with me. Under my desk. All right, so looking at this over here, there's no strong red candle. So with no strong red candle, there's not going to be a breakout entry. You can see prices being highly manipulated, spike to the downside, spike to the upside, big wick right here. As you can see, price is really indecisive. It was indecisive when we were looking at retail sentiment. It was indecisive when we were looking at fundamentals and technicals. Here on open, you can see price isn't really moving in one direction. Price spiked down, then it spiked back up. There's a big wick right here. So if you follow up with a strong red candle after, then this could be the breakout entry. However, I'm not looking to take one. I'll mark it up for you, Stephen, because I know you're the only one that's like really big on the breakout, especially during, you know, these risky conditions. But I'm probably not going to take it myself. If I do take it, I'll let you guys know. But right now, if this candle does close as a green candle with a buy signal in it, then it can possibly shift to a buy. Let me take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is 55% long, so it's not a very strong bias with regards to retail sentiment. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down 124 points. So we definitely want to be looking for a sell here. Refreshing the stock index right here, majority of the stocks are red. So for the most part, our bias here is going to be a sell. So if we get a buy here, I'm probably not going to take it as well because there are sessions right here. And this will provide for a possible rejection when price gets to that point. Right here, this candle is going to close in the next 8 seconds. This might be the breakout right here, Steven, if it closes properly. All right, so there's the breakout right there, guys. I'm not in this position, but this is the breakout right here. This was a strong red candle that we were looking for following the sell signal over here. And as you can see, price is dropping. If you're in it, Steven, I do recommend moving your stop loss in profit as price moves lower, because it's definitely a risky time to be holding it the full way unless you're using proper risk. So maybe I'll hop into this with you at the end as price drops lower. Maybe I'll just catch the last, push of it. But I'm not going to hold it for the full move. So I got an alert set there. If price does drop that low, we'll see if I'll try to scalp like the last drop of it right here. But as you can see, price isn't really dropping like how it normally does with a breakout. With a breakout, usually price will just drop to full TP within the first 2 candles. As you guys can see right here, it's not dropping directly down. It's probably going to drop eventually, but it's not a smooth move to the downside because price is super indecisive. You can see right there, it came back up and it dropped back down again. I'll be looking out for it. Maybe I'll catch the last little drop of it with you, Steven. If you want to hold on to it, feel free, but I do recommend moving your stop loss in profit as price continues to move down lower and lower. I don't really like breakouts like this. I like breakouts when they come all the way down and then it finishes out within the first couple minutes, because it's 6:33 right now. Usually it should hit within the first 2 or 3 candles. Right now you can see prices going back and forth. Going back to the fundamentals over here. Fundamentals are currently 164 points in the red. So I do see it coming down, but you might see some manipulation, back and forth before it actually makes it to its point. So that's one thing to keep an eye out for. Looks solid. So other than that, let me go and draw up my liquidity over here. Obviously, you guys can see there's a lot of liquidity towards the bottom. So that's why I kind of do see it coming down as well. But it's just going to be a matter of patience and waiting for it to come down. So you can see exactly how price is moving right here. It's very indecisive. It's going back and forth. So I don't know if anyone else is in this position. I'm not in the position because I had a feeling it was going to be risky like this. Steven, if you're still in the position, I hope you move your stop loss in profit because you had a lot of opportunity right here to move it in profit. If you didn't, I'm hoping it comes back down. I do think it'll come back down, but I don't know how long it will take until it actually does drop. So there's liquidity here on the top side. There's liquidity here on the bottom side. There's liquidity on both areas. So we'll see where this goes. Let's see. Right there. All right. So as you can see right here, this is exactly why I didn't want to enter the trade. Hopefully you moved your stop loss in profit, Steven, because I kept warning you to move it. You had a lot of opportunity right here to move it in profit when price is like halfway to TP. This is why you guys want to be careful. Today, there's a lot of red flags in the market. Just a reminder, we weren't in that position. So hopefully majority of you guys didn't take it. And if you guys did move your stop loss in profit. You can kind of tell a market's going to be like this. If market's really indecisive and it's not really pushing one direction, for example, retail sentiment isn't lining up with the fundamentals. The fundamentals are red, but this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to drop right away. This can drop a little later. So as you can see right here, price is faking out. It's being manipulated to the top side. What might happen here is price might come up, reject off the sessions over here or this high, and then it might come right back down from that point. So I do think it's going to come down. It's just going to be a matter of time. So damn, Steven is still in it. All right, Steven, nice. So if you're still in it, hopefully use proper lot sizing so you're not over leveraging. Hopefully you used a lot lesser. So that's what you can do. If you're going to be holding it longer like that, just use a smaller lot size, like half a lot size, because I do think it's going to come down. And you can see right here, it is coming back down. It's just going to be a matter of time. Looking over at the retail sentiment, or I mean the fundamentals, they're kind of weakening here, but they are coming right back down. This is why you want to be very careful with, which direction you start to take. That's why I was waiting for the direction to be set. Like for example, here, in order for me to take a buy or a sell, I would need to have a confirmation that price was going to be pushing one direction or the other. So for example, right here, we had the range. The range is currently up here and down here. What I would need is I would need price to break above it, come back and retest this area, and then push back up higher. If that was going to happen, then I would switch from my bias from a sell to a buy. Vice versa, if price was to come below here and do the same thing, come back for a retest, and a continued drop, then my bias would change from a sell, or it would stick as a sell because I was looking at a sell. Looking over at fundamentals, the fundamentals have now changed. They're no longer for a sell anymore. They're down to 45 points. And this is why you guys have to be very careful with taking these breakouts. As you guys can see, I don't really take the breakouts anymore. I maybe take the breakouts like once a month if it's very obvious. If everything here is red, retail sentiment's indicating a sell, technicals are also indicating a sell. But today there's no confirmation of all those confluences. The confluences here are both ways. Some of them point towards a buy. For example, the technicals here are pointing towards a buy from before even open. Also, the retail sentiment just didn't really give us any sort of bias at all. It was just right down the middle. So going back to the 1 minute over here, you can see price came up. Now it's coming back down. It's just a huge mess right now. So let me clean this up right here. There is a new high that's set right here. You can see the fake out right here. It faked out and it came right back below. This is why you guys want to wait for that pattern. So if you guys remember, we were looking for it yesterday as well. Whenever price breaks a critical price point like this, like the sessions, whenever price breaks above it, you want to make sure that it comes back for a retest, and it has to test off the sessions. If it doesn't test off the sessions, it's the fake out because it comes right back down. You're going to see a lot of these fake outs happen. I mean, it's been happening almost every day. It's why you want to wait for the actual pattern to confirm the bias change, either whether it's bullish, whether it's bearish. Right now, price is very indecisive. It's not really chosen a direction, but you can see that price is now coming all the way back down. So let's exactly like Talanji said, V3 buy on every time frame. Trap Tuesday, indeed. Yeah, no, definitely. You guys want to be careful for that. Whoever's been trading with me long enough, you guys understand how Tuesday works. It's usually pretty tricky with regard to direction. So it does take some time for it to confirm. Anyways, looking up here, we have a nice liquidity zone that's built up right here. You can see there's 2 lines of liquidity. So if price does come back up above this area, we do expect it to push up higher. However, if it doesn't, then it might just come back down, and then that's fine because it'll create more liquidity as price bounces around. So let's see, price is right below the sessions right here. Let's see if price ends up rejecting right off the sessions and comes back down, or if it breaks back above. My guess is that price is probably going to consolidate around this area for a bit before it chooses whether it's going to come back up or whether it's going to come all the way back down. So right now, currently no bias. Bias is pretty much indecisive all around. We just got to wait for a better confirmation. So let's go over here to the clean chart real quick. Also, one thing you guys want to keep in mind is that there is news coming up at 7 o'clock. So let me go ahead and draw liquidity over here real quick. Go and draw liquidity over here so that we can follow it, and then I'll mark up certain price points that we want to look out for. All right, so price is starting to drop pretty heavy right now. All right. All right, cool. So we got everything all marked up here. I'll clean this up. This is going to be our clean chart, so I'm not going to keep too many markups on here. This is just going to be for us to follow regarding movement, to see if we can, decipher what the bias is here. And you can see price is coming all the way back down. So got this marked up here. I'm also going to mark up opening price 630 there. So we could probably expect price to come all the way back down and test the opening price right here. All right, so price is coming right back down, as you can see. Delete that. Opening price was right there. And as you can see, I mean, if you just look at it from a bird's eye view, there's no clear direction, right? Price is going up and it's coming back down. It's kind of hard to see here on the markup chart, but if you go over here to the clean chart, this right here, this blue line is opening price. This is the low for the day. This is the high for the day. Price pretty much just came down, then it came back up. Now it's coming back down. Obviously, there's no clear direction. If there was a clear direction, price would just keep going up. Vice versa, if there's clear direction to the bottom side, price would have kept going down. You can see price came down. After that, it came right back up, and then now it's coming back down. You want to wait for price to confirm the direction. So for example, here, if price does come back down, we want it to come below here, the opening price, which is this dotted line, come back for a possible retest, and then drop further. If that confirms, then price is likely to keep going down. Vice versa, price already set a high here. So in order for it to be a high, we want price to come up, come back for a retest, and then push up higher. Until we get one of those patterns that set up either to the upside or to the downside, that's where we'll confirm the bias, because right now there's no bias. If you look at the fundamentals, price is really it's fluctuating between below 100 points and above. Currently right now it's 50 points below. If I refresh this, it's probably going to be higher. So I refresh it, it's now down 100 points. So as you can see, it's fluctuating very much. In order for it to be a strong fundamental bias, you need this to be below 100 points or above 100 points. It needs to be there consistently. It's not consistent. So obviously right here, there's no consistent bias with regard to fundamentals. It is dropping back down further as we anticipated. Also looking over here at retail sentiment, it's 56% long. So this just indicates that 56% of retail traders are on the long side, but this doesn't necessarily give us a strong bias. In order for it to be strong, we need it to be above, 65, 70%. And then we trade the opposite of everyone else. But right now, people are right down the middle. There's no clear direction. Lastly, over here on the technical, as you can see, just by looking at this clean chart over here, there really isn't much to confirm, because price came down, then it came up. Now it's right down the middle. We need to wait for it to drop below, or we need it to shoot above. Once we have that, we can confirm it. But at the moment, there just isn't any confirmation right now. So going back to here, we do have news coming up in a few minutes too. So thanks for the confirmation right there, Brenda. We have news coming up at 7. So we do have some news coming up right here. It's something to look out for. Let me check the calendar to see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, there's also final manufacturing PMI. So thanks for that, Brenda. I didn't even realize there was one at 6:45. It's not high impact. There's news right now. It's not high impact, but it is news. So we will mark that up there as well, just to see if price reacts to the news, which it looks like it did. So I know we like to keep the charts a little clean, but we will keep that marked up because news price is important. So thanks, Maria, for giving us that update. I totally didn't. I didn't realize there was news at that time. And here he goes. Price starts to come right back down. So Stephen, you made the right choice of holding it, your position, because it is coming right back down. Right back down. You should move your stop loss and profit, Stephen. So if you're still in the position for the or you can close it at break even if you want. It's really up to you, Stephen. Like, I keep trying to warn you that there's no clear direction here. If there's a clear direction, then I would tell you to hold it, but there's no clear direction. So what you should do is you should move your stop loss and profit as it moves down lower. If we had a clear bias that price was going to come below, like for example, if price came below here, and it confirmed that price was going to keep dropping, then yeah, I would tell you to hold it, but it hasn't done that yet. So you can do one of two things. You can either move your stop loss and profit as it continues to move down lower, or you can close at a break even and just, you know, count that as a win. So yeah, but it's up to you, Steven. So Steven, I mean, you keep asking what I'm going to do. I wouldn't have even been in this position. So if you're asking me what I would have done, I wouldn't even been in here because I already explained how it was risky. And if I did take this trade, I would have been stopped out. So I'm giving you two options, Steven. I'm not going to tell you what to do because either way, you're going to say, oh, I should have held it, or you're going to say, oh, I should have closed it, right? So you gotta learn how to like take your own risk, Steven. I'm not here to like hold your hand through everything because I already gave you two scenarios. Price will either drop and continue dropping, or price will either you know, it'll either come right back up. So I mean, you gotta wake up. You gotta make your own choices, bro. Because the thing is, I already gave you two different scenarios here that could have played out, and one of them is going to play out whether it, and see, there goes your opportunity, Steven. So if you didn't exit, I mean, you're pretty much screwed at this point. There's no bias right now. If there's a bias, then it would be, you know, I'd tell you what direction to trade it, but there's no bias yet. So until price comes below here, opening price, and does this, comes back for retest and comes back lower, then I'll be okay with taking sells. We haven't gone that yet, so there's no confirmation. But I mean, from the beginning, I said I wasn't going to take this trade, but you still took it anyways. So I mean, you have to, you know, take responsibility for the trade, Steven. You take responsibility for it, whether it wins or whether it loses. I mean, either way, it's your choice, because I gave you different opportunities here to pull out. So as you can see, price is not, it's not moving directional at all. Price is all the way back up here. There was a gap right here between these two candles. Okay, good job, Steven. I'm relieved that you exited at break even. So nice work, Steven. You made the right choice. Just wait for another confirmation, Steven, and then we'll take another trade. You don't have to depend on this breakout every time. Yeah, there's no breakout this week because, I mean, if you go back and watch the replay from yesterday, Steven, you weren't even in the room, but I was explaining it for you why it was risky. I mean, it was Monday. There was war news going over the weekend. Did you get a chance to call the Ukrainian president like you were going to, remember? You were telling him to stop the war. You guys were here last week. And you're here with Steven. Steven said he was gonna stop the war so he can take some smoother trades. Steven's funny, man. I know they never answered, huh? Yeah, you gotta keep calling, Steven. You gotta call Putin too while you're at it. Yeah, but no, all jokes aside. So guys, this week's risky because there was a lot of news that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you guys were following the news regarding the war, but a lot of sanctions were put on Russia. So with all those sanctions put in the war, obviously you think price is going to come down. You can see price from yesterday over here. It was manipulated to the upside because you can see price was pushed up super high, consolidated, and then it came all the way back down. So this was all manipulated push. This is from yesterday. Pretty much yesterday, price was pushed up super heavy during the New York session, then it came right back down. It was manipulated again right here, consolidated for a bit before it came all the way back down to where it was yesterday, right? Again, today, price is being manipulated because there's just a lot of things in the market going on. Generally, the first week of the month, which is NFP, is usually supposed to be pretty smooth. It'll be a big push to the upside or a big push to the downside regarding the US unemployment news. But there's other factors in the market this week. It's not just NFP. We also have the war going on. We also have the new month starting this today as well. Today is March 1st. So you guys want to be very careful. So as I mentioned before, I'm not really looking to take any trades until there's a confirmation of direction. For right here, there's no confirmation because this low here hasn't been broken yet, and neither has its high. So in order for me to take a bias, I want price to push above here because this is the high for this session. Market open right here at 6:30. This is the high that hasn't been broken yet. If this gets broken, it retests the high right here and then pushes up higher. Then I'm going to be looking for some buys. Vice versa, this low over here hasn't been broken either. So if price comes below here and does the same pattern but in the opposite direction, then I'll be looking for some sells. currently right now, price is just ranging. So looking at current price right now, price is literally just going back and forth within this high and this low area. But as price continues to move along, it's starting to create lower, a smaller range. So like right here is a new low, here's another high. And this is a good thing, because if this happens where price starts to get tighter and starts to squeeze, it's going to indicate that a breakout is going to happen soon, right? If you guys have been following for a while, you guys have seen that pattern come out all the time as well. If price starts to get smaller and smaller, and it starts to squeeze into a smaller range, what happens is a breakout to the upside or to the downside. But you can see right here, price is respecting these price points very well. So like, for example, right here, this news price, you can see all the wicks right there bouncing off the news price. It's an important area to pay attention to. So same situation right here. You can see where price is rejecting off. It's rejecting right off the opening price right here. And it's breaking below. So this is exactly what we were waiting for. Our bias from the beginning of the morning was a sell bias. We had identified that price was going to be manipulated to the upside, and then it was going to come back down. Here's the drop back down right here. So now that price has dropped below here, I'm looking for a retest. I need this candle to close below this blue line. I need this to retest a little bit and then come back down. When that happens, we're going to start looking for some sells. I know a lot of people don't want to be patient and wait for this, but this is usually the perfect example before you start looking for trades in that direction. So we'll see what happens. This candle is going to close in about 2 seconds. It's now closed. We'll see for this retest right here, if the retest ends up playing out. I'm going to turn this off right here, turn this off, create a new low right here. So this is going to be a key price point. This blue dotted line right here, which is opening price. Price needs to reject off this line here and come back down. If it doesn't reject off the line and it continues to push above higher, then this is going to be a fake out. It's going to be a push back up, and then it's probably going to cut right back into this range that it was moving into earlier. So we got about 20 seconds left. Once this is passed, then we will we'll start looking for some sells. Oh yeah, so Maddie, I don't know if you guys noticed, there was a high-low entry right here. So Maddie caught that. There was a high-low entry right here. Maddie caught this as a drop, took it for a quick 100 pips. So there's other strategies here that, I mean, if you guys are brand new here, you guys probably want to go back and rewatch the different sessions to identify, you know, where the other strategies lie, or where the entries lie. There's a high-low that was right here. That strategy that Maddie was talking about is this one right here. So we had price break and close below this low. It was a sell signal here, so you're looking for a sell, obviously. Take it for a quick 100 pips and straight to TP. All right, so let's see. Now that price is below here, we can possibly start looking for some sells. We don't have any entries right now, but you can see that the pattern is starting to play out. Price broke below the low there, or below the opening price. It came, retested, and then now it's dropping down lower. And we also have news in 6 minutes. Thanks, Joshua, for confirming that. So this red line right here is going to be news. We'll see how this news plays out. But as you guys can see, price is now starting to, well, I'm hoping that it's going to keep pushing down. If it pushes down further, then we have a direction set. Looking over here at fundamentals are now down 210 points, 233 points actually. Looking over here at the stock index, majority of these are red. And lastly, looking over here at retail sentiment is still at 56%. So retail sentiment isn't very strong, but you can see here price is now dropping, right? So that pattern I was mentioning to you guys is playing out perfectly. Price came below, it retested right there. And where is it going? It's going straight down, right? So perfect setup right there. Now that we have this confirmation, we can start looking for sells. Our bias is now a sell. Looking over here at the 3 minute, it's also bearish. You can see obviously price is below the pivots, trend meter is red. Here on the 5 minute, same situation. Price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red. So if you guys were patient enough to wait for this confirmation, you'd be out in the clear. So at this point now, if we have any sell entries, I'm going to look for some sells because the bias has now changed to a sell. It doesn't necessarily mean price is going to keep dropping, but it is indicating that, there's a setup here providing for, or if there's a setup providing for a sell, then you can hop into it and feel pretty confident about it. Just one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that we do have news coming up right here at this red line. It's 6:56 right now, so news is going to come up in about 4 minutes. We want to make sure that price reacts to the news, and then we can confirm whether we're going to wait for it to pull back or whether it's going to continue pushing in the direction that it pushed in. So looking at the news from earlier, the final manufacturing PMI news was, it barely moved. So it was neutral. Neutral news for the news at 6:45. This news at 7 o'clock is likely to be, it's going to be high impact. So we'll see. And you can see prices right back to opening price right here. So let's see what happens when the news passes right here. I'm not going to take any trades until after the news. It wouldn't matter anyways, because there's no entries available at the moment. But I think what I would want here is I would want price to give us a retracement signal and then come back below here to close for a high-low entry or for a triple confluence. I think that'd be a best case scenario. All right, Steven, we'll see you tomorrow, bro. Yeah, sorry about your breakout. I know we wanted to hopefully get you some profit off it. Because the thing is right here, I mean, it would have been a risk, but yeah, if you held on to it longer, obviously would have hit your TP, but it's better to be safe than sorry, Steven, obviously. Because right here, if you held on to it, it would have went right back up and then it would have came back down. It would have gotten faked out a couple of times, but the breakout here hasn't been smooth at all. All right, we got 2 minutes till news. I'll be waiting for the market reaction to the news, and then we'll see where we'll go from there. Let's see, manufacturing PMI. I'm assuming this is probably going to be positive. But I mean, we'll see. They're forecasting to be positive right here. So it's 57.6. They're forecasting to be 58% or 58. I do expect it to be positive as well. So we might get a quick push to the upside and then push right back down. We'll see. It's going to happen in about 2 minutes. Let's see. And guys, just a reminder, there's no need to force any trades. This is definitely not the market to be forcing any trades in, because you can see how volatile the market's been moving. Market open right here at 6. So let me see. So market open right here at 6:30. Price is pushed up about 1,700 pips and it's pushed down about 700 pips. So as you can see, there's no direction set, because if those directions set, it would just keep going up or it would just keep going down. Currently right now, we do have a bearish bias. We're definitely looking for a sell. However, it's not a strong bias until it's, pretty far down there. So yeah, nice. Jeff said the V3 on the 5 and 10 minute played out. Yeah, this one right here. So there was a V3 right here for a sell for whoever caught it on the 5. Played out pretty nice. It was a big move though, so I don't know if I would have taken such a huge move. So full TP off that right there, off the 5 minute for whoever caught that. Again, here on the 10 minute, same situation. Another V3 that came up over here for about 760 pips. So yeah, the strategy is still hitting us, just depending on how risky you guys want to be. For me, I'm not looking to be risky, especially on a day like this. It's Trap Tuesday. Oh, and there you go. So it did exactly what we anticipated, right? So right here, I mentioned that I thought news was going to be positive. I said price is probably going to push to the upside right here and then come back down. And that's basically what's happening right here. You can see the huge wick right over here. So don't be surprised if price comes all the way back down, because that's probably what's going to happen. So huge wick right here. And then it's probably going to come right back down below. So news was positive. It's pretty much what we were anticipating. I did anticipate it to be bullish because Manufacturing is definitely going to be up, especially with the war going on. So manufacturing was up. It's bullish right there. Price did push up and then it came right back down. So it did exactly what we anticipated, right? I said when news comes up here, it's going to be manipulated to the upside because it's going to be positive, and then it's going to come right back down. And that's exactly what happened right here. I mean, if you guys follow news enough and you kind of know how they play out, it's easy to spot. So I'm going to mark a lineup right here for, this is when news came out, 7. Nice. Talon, said getting paid off your analysis. LO, thanks. Yeah, no, definitely, guys. You know, for you guys who want to be riskier here, it's fine if you want to trade directly off my analysis. If you want to be careful, just, you know, trade off the official trades. But either way, I mean, you guys can identify this stuff. And yeah, it played out exactly how I mentioned. So I guess like Talanji waited for it to come back down because it did exactly what we were waiting for, right? Price came up because news was positive, then it came right back down. This pink line right here is going to be news price. You can see right here, the following candle rejected directly off it. And then now it's confirming that it's going to keep dropping from this point. This right here is also going to be a, or technically it would have been a V3 if we had a pending sell, but there was no, there's no pending sell right now. So nothing off this right here. This would technically, I mean, it would have been a nice V3, but it doesn't fit all the requirements. So this would not be considered a V3. We would need the fourth requirement. So it's all good. Nice. Yeah, definitely Brock. Yeah, Brock's at so precise, Sean. Maddie's a 10-minute snipe pending. So going over to 10-minute. There is a yeah, snipe entry right here that Maddie identified. For anyone who's looking to take the snipe here, this would be a snipe entry right there. I'm probably not going to enter it right here, like directly, but I'll probably look on the 1 minute to see if I can hold this trade longer if we find some sort of entry here. There isn't an entry available yet, but it's going to come up eventually. It's just going to be a matter of patience. You can see right here, price is testing this, this low. This would technically be a high low right here as well, Maddie. If it closes below, obviously, you know, it's about 8 seconds. It's too close. So it didn't close below, no high low. We need this candle right here to close below this line. If it closed below it, it would have been a high low entry. We could have taken that for 100 pips, but it didn't close below. So no high low off that. What we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to create a new low at that point. So no high low right there. That's why it's important that you guys wait for the candle to close because you'll get caught in this, you know, push to the upside. But it's all right. It happens. What I'm looking for now is I'm looking for a retracement signal so that we can get some sort of V3 or something running over here. As you can see, price is rejecting right off this pink line. This pink line was a news price from earlier. So let's see if it rejects right off it. If it doesn't, it's fine, but it's just something to keep an eye out for because the news price does play some sort of significance in the market. A lot of people don't pay attention to price like that. Like we pay attention to news price, we pay attention to opening price because you can see price rejects directly off it. And there it is. There goes a retest, and then it looks like it might be coming back down. But as you can see right here, these price points are important. They're not like this isn't a coincidence that price is bouncing right off news price, right? Same with opening price here. Price doesn't just bounce off opening price for no reason. It's not a coincidence. These price points are obviously going to be areas of importance. So if price breaks above, that's fine. If price keeps rejecting off, that's fine as well. It's just going to confirm our analysis here with regard to, you know, these price points being important. All right. So this is fine. If price pushes back above here, this is fine because we need an opposite signal anyways. So in order for us to take any V3s, we need to get a green signal here, a green buy signal, so that we can get a pending sell. But looking over here again, as I marked up earlier, See how many times price is rejected off this pink line? It's no coincidence. It's rejecting off news price. Now that price pushed up above here, this is fine because what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to even push higher up to here. Reject off opening price. There we go. There's that buy signal we were looking for. It's a retracement signal. So once we have that, we can start looking for any possible, V3s, because we need that in order for it to be, in order for us to qualify the requirements. So there we go. As price comes back below news price. I was hoping we'd get that buy signal, but we didn't. And there he goes. It comes back down. See the price, that price failed to break above that pink line. 3 times or 4 times it tried to test it. It tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, failed all 4 times, and now it drops all the way back down. Yeah, I was hoping that if that buy signal came up right there, that'd be perfect, because this next candle here would be a red candle, and we can just write it back further. But unfortunately, it did play out like that. This market right now is just not very smooth. I mean, that would have been a perfect entry right there if we were able to get it, because liquidity is sitting right here as well. So if price hits this area of liquidity, we could probably expect it to drop even further. But that would have been good. Unfortunately, it didn't play out how we planned. Yeah, this would have, so you can see it's dropping even further. But it's all about discipline. Like, even though we knew price was going to come down, it's not about chasing these drops here. It's about waiting for an actual entry to play out, right? So. Nice. Yeah, Talanji's still holding the sell from earlier, from like up here. So you're holding it for a while. And you can see the huge wick right here. So as you guys can see, there's a big wick right here. Whenever you guys see big wicks like this indicates that price is super indecisive, because it's not a strong candle. You see a big wick right here on the bottom. You see a big wick right here on the top. Price is super indecisive with how it's with the spike right there. Oh, nice. Okay, so hit your stop loss and profit, Talanji. You probably locked in some pretty good profit, because if your stop loss was down here and you entered up here, it's like well over 1,000 pips. So you probably locked in some pretty good profit off that. Looking at everyone's profits over here, nice trades right here. Kenny locked in a total of 3,472. Nice work, Kenny. Jason over here as well. Jason locked in a total of 2,109. Great work, Jason. Tiana over here locked in a total of 46K. That's pretty big. She took a bunch of sells right here. Nice work, Tiana. And Rashida over here as well. Nice work, Rashida. So Rashida locked in a total of 1,151. So you did some pretty good work right there. Looks like you took a gold trade last night, and then you took a bunch of US30 trades right here. So nice work, guys. You guys are all killing it. Doing really good this morning. I haven't taken any trades myself, any official trades, but I'm waiting for that perfect entry to come up. I just need one trade. If I take 1 or 2 trades, that'll lock me in a good 3 to 10K easy. So with my full lot size. So I just need to wait for those perfect entries, and once I get it, I'll just take it and I'll be good. Nice work, Milzon. So Milzon over here said, thanks K2 for all the knowledge. Passed phase 1. So Milzon passed his challenge right here. Great work. Nice, 20K. So you're on the 200K count. So you just need to make half of that for your verification. You're funded. So great work, guys. We always have people passing FTMO every day here at K2. So glad to see a lot of the new members who just joined and they're passing their FTMOs right away. So great work right there, Melazon. Kenny over here as well, currently at 3,472. Back to the charts. You can see price is now retesting the liquidity area down here. The 10-minute is also running right here. I'll probably take this with a smaller lot size. So we'll see how this runs down. Let's see. Higher. Oh, I forgot to set my, damn it. I forgot to set my TP. So it actually closed me out at that's okay. I made 1,200 off that. I had my DOM over here set to 100 pips. I was trying to extend here. This is a snipe, guys, that Maddie was looking at. So I tried to adjust my, and it hit TP already, it looks like. I forgot my DOM was set to 100 pips, so I entered, and it closed me at 100 pips, which is fine. I still locked in 1,200 off that. So across all my accounts, I think my copier is back on. So hopefully it took the trades on all my accounts. Let's see. And let me check my copier. So the reason why I took that trade there for the snipe guys is because it hit liquidity right here. Like I was mentioning, if price does hit below here, it's going to break right through it. And that's exactly what happened. Price hit this area. I mean, if you guys are new here, you guys are probably not familiar with like how this stuff here moves and works and whatnot, but it, you know, as long as you guys follow us more often, you guys will see how these liquidity areas work. Whenever price hits it, it usually breaks right through it. Right here, it got close to it, but it didn't break through it. Right here, it broke through it and it shot right through. And that's why I hopped into the move there. And there we go, full TP off the breakout, or not the breakout, the snipe. So if you guys are not familiar with the strategy right here, this is the one that Maddie was looking at earlier. We marked it up earlier and we were waiting for it to close. This is a snipe, basically confirming a wick rejection off a K2 pivot, which happened right here. You're also looking for a wick rejection off the K2 SR zone, which is right here as well. Confirm the rejecting pivot does not touch the candle body. The wick's up here, body's way down here. Lastly, you want to confirm you're trading the direction of momentum. We have a sell signal here, so you're only looking for sells. So with that said, that would be a full TP off the snipe right there. So I'll just give you guys an update for whoever caught it. Looks like some of you guys here did catch it. Kenny over here, damn. So some of you guys did catch it right here. Jason caught it, locked in a total of 2,897. Great work, Jason. And Kenny over here as well. Kenny caught it. Damn, Kenny took some big profits off that trade there. Locked in a total of 5,715 or 17. So great work right there. Kenny, let me just give you guys a little update here. Brenda caught it too. Nice work, Brenda. So yeah, Charles over here caught it, locked in a total of 122 for the day. Great work, Charles. Looking over here, Brenda as well. Nice work, Brenda. She locked in 516 off that sell. Maddie over here too. Maddie locked in a total of 850 off that trade. So great work right there, Maddie. Nice, guys. All right, so let me just give you guys a little update of my profits too. I don't know if it took it on all my accounts. I think it did, but there was some slippage. So not all my accounts copied it, I guess, properly. But here, let me see. All right, so here's my main account. Or I'll do this first. Here's my personal account, the Hugo's Way. Here's my copier, made 630 off that. Here's my MFF, made 1,200 off that. And then my other MFF right here, made another 1,200 off that. Okay, so that trade was pretty decent. I mean, I didn't catch the full profit, but I did catch a pretty good amount of it. And give you guys. And you guys will see there's a bit of a price differential with regard to my FTMO copier and my main FTMO. It looks like there was like a bit of some slippage, which I'm not surprised. You know, the price is moving kind of crazy, so it's not a shocker that happened. But let me just update these right now real quick. This is going to be a new high. Same here. Same here. And same here. All right, so here are my profits from that trade that we just took right now. This is my personal account, made 20 bucks. It's a small account, it's like couple thousand bucks in there. So I made 20 bucks off that right there. Right here, I made 1,250 off my MFF. Here's my other MFF, made 1,250 as well. Here's my copier, I made 630 off this trade. And here's my main account, where I made 1,240. You can see the green strip here because it hit my TP. I forgot to change my TP, but it's okay. I still took that win there, so not bad. So across all my accounts, and this is why I'm very, once you guys start having multiple accounts, you only need to take like 1 or 2 trades a day, guys. You don't have to take like a million trades. Like, you can take a few trades like I did right here. And then now I'm currently up like, pretty heavy across all my accounts. So if I was to add all this stuff up right here, see 1,240 plus my other account right here, even though it only locked in half profit, 630 plus my MFF 1,250. Again, on my other one, 1,250. And then my personal account right here, $20. So that's pretty much, it was about, I don't know what happened to the math here, but it was about like, let's do it again, 240 plus 630 plus 1,250 plus 1,250 plus $20. So a total of 4,390 off just one trade. And I didn't even take it for a full TP. It was just 100 pips because that's what it was set to. So once you guys have multiple accounts, which a lot of people in the group do, that's where it starts to add up. You don't have to take much risk. You can be very conservative. Just wait for that perfect entry and then hop into it. But yeah, here goes a retracement to the upside right here. We're looking for the retracement candle. So this might come up and retest the news price. So this is what might happen. Price will come up. Maybe retest the news price and then come back down. Or it can keep pushing up higher, test opening price, and then come back down from here. So what I'm trying to get across to you guys is consistency is what really matters, guys. You don't have to take like 100 trades a day, right? If you can just focus on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great trades that are like very high probability, then that's all you really need because your account keeps growing. As long as you guys are consistent with your wins and you don't lose very often, then you can do really well. Just like that's how everyone passes FTMO here. Because the thing is, if you focus on proper risk management, you make about 1, 2, or 3% a day. You only need 10% to pass FTMO. Once you pass FTMO, that's pretty much all you need. Once you're funded, you just start taking, more high quality trades, and it's just rinse and repeat. All right, looks good right there. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Let's see. All right, that's good for the most part. We still need that buy signal. So price is still pushing around, but we still need price to push a bit higher. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. If you guys have more profit to send in, feel free to send them in. I'll add them to the list of profits for the day. And then we will post them up in the groups a little later as well. So it looks like we got another person who just passed FTMO as well. It looks like, yeah, Wesley just passed. So great work. Let me see Wesley real quick. Wesley over here said, passed my challenge on Friday last week. Just wanted to say thank you and the K2 fam and also Sam K who brought me in. Look at my max daily loss. Got lucky on this one, had a trade spike really fast. So Wesley over here, Wesley's one of our K2 members. So we have 2 members who passed FTMO just right now. He was doing a 5,000, so you're on a 50K account, which is great. So nice work right there, Wesley. Well, actually, this is a 100K account because if this is your verification, wow, so you're funded now. Great. So we have another funded member here in K2. As you guys can see, people pass FTMO with K2 almost every day. Looking at his max daily, he was looking at it. He got really close to failing his account. But luckily the K2 guys are looking over him. So he passed. So great work, Wesley. Amazing work right there. He had 10 bucks from getting violated, but amazing work, bro. He got really close to that daily. But yeah, another job right here. And Sam, yeah, thanks to Sam over here. So you can see Sam in the chat. Sam brought Wesley into K2. And yeah, so I'm happy to see a lot of mutual friends, mutual family come into K2 and pass their FTMOs and get funded and start making I guess a career out of trading. So yeah, great guy, great work, guys. Tommy's actually here. Let's see what Tommy did today. Tommy actually made some profit for once. So here, I'll just copy this stuff over real quick and we'll look real quick. All right, just got to move this over from a different group. So CSIC over here locked in a total of 1,000 off his account. He made another 3,900 off his other account. And then Tommy here finally woke up to trade with us, locked in a total of 3,927. So great work, Tommy. You guys all did pretty good today. Andreas over here as well, locked in a total of 833 off the other trade earlier. So great work, Andreas. Yeah, Tommy finally got up on that. Kenny's asking, Kenny says that he keeps telling his wife, practice makes perfect. You can see right here, price is rejecting off the news price. So we'll see if price comes down from here. Let's see, Kenny's asking, what's the FTMO daily loss? It's 5% of your account. So that's a daily loss right there. Yeah, guys, so great work. As you can see right here, price is rejecting off the news price. Unfortunately, this is not a V3. We would need a high to be a green candle, and then we would catch it as it drops lower. But this is, it's pretty nice rejection off the candle right there. It's kind of doing what we expected. So earlier, I mentioned price was going to come up and reject off either the news price or reject off the opening price. And you can see right here, huge rejection is coming right back down. Drop nearly 500 pips right there, or more than 500 pips. So the analysis played out perfectly. It's just unfortunately that this didn't come out as an entry for us. In order for it to be an entry, this would need to be the high would need to be a green candle. The next would be this would actually be a pivot entry right here. If it closes. Kind of risky though, because it's such a big candle. I don't know if I would take this one. I don't like taking trades after like huge moves like that because it can just retrace right back up. So yeah, I'm not going to take this trade. It's too big of a candle. Like when a big candle like this happens, there's usually going to be some sort of retracement. But just letting you guys know, this is a pivot entry for people who are watching. It would have to close with the sell signal though. So okay, so no sell signal right there. There's actually no entry. You would need to confirm a valid K2 momentum signal, confirm that it's below the K2 pivots 3 and 4 right here, and then you'd go for a quick 100 pips. Talanji said I took it. Can literally make money blindfolded off your analysis. LOL. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything I analyzed from this morning. I mean, if you guys have been following my analysis all morning, you guys saw that it played out perfectly. Like I tell you guys exactly what I think is going to happen, and it does exactly that. Like when price was retracing right here, I was like, okay, price is going to come up to news price right here, and then it would come down. If that wasn't the case, then it'd come up higher right here to opening price, and then it would come down from there. The first part played out perfectly, and it came all the way back down. So I'm glad to see you're making a killing off this, Talanji. It's always a plus to see that, because the thing is, I don't take risky trades. Even though I give these analysis here and it plays out perfectly, I don't take these risky trades. But seeing that other people here who are willing to take bigger risks are taking them and still profiting, endlessly, that's good to hear. Still no sell signal off that, so no pivot entry off any of these. This is fine. I kind of don't mind if it keeps dropping, because if it drops below here, this would be a triple confluence. However, one thing that you guys want to be very careful for is that the sessions is right here. So this is what you guys want to be careful for, because when prices come to this area down here, one of two things will happen. Price will either reject right off it, or it'll break below and continue dropping lower, and then possibly reject off there. So I mean, price is getting into an area where it's now just consolidating within this point, which is okay. But you can see that it's gonna run into a lot of areas where price can bounce off. Yeah, exactly. Talanji said London low in the way. Exactly. It's right there below it. So as you can see right here, price is now below here. It's moved in the direction of our bias. So let's just go back and replay what we were waiting for earlier. So if you guys remember my analysis from this morning, we were looking for a sell, right? But we were waiting for price to come back below this opening price. You can see here that it played out perfectly. We waited for it to come down. We waited for that retest and then drop back down further at this point. So with that said, this is what we were waiting for, because at this point, if you started taking sells, once price broke below here, you could have made a ton of profit right here. And it's all just about patience, right? Because if you guys chased the buy up here, you would have gone burnt. If you just waited for it to come back below here and played that pattern out that we were looking for, you guys could have made a lot of profit off that move down there. It's all about patience, guys. Like, I think the biggest problem with a lot of people trading is that they don't have the patience to wait for the actual move to happen. People want to hop in for these little moves here and there, but realistically, if you guys would just wait for like the perfect entries, it makes all the difference. I know this week's been kind of choppy. It's been harder for people to catch, solid moves, but it's worth it if you guys just wait long enough. You don't even have to wait that long. If you just wait and are patient enough and disciplined not to chase moves, you guys can easily lock in, a couple profits here and there and not run into any losses at all. There's another pivot entry right here that we were just looking at. Let me see if it hit TP already. Probably did, or it's close to it. Yeah, it already hit TP right there. So this was a pivot entry that we were looking for earlier. I missed it, unfortunately. There you go. It would have hit TP. Well, it hit TP again right there. So that was the pivot entry that we were looking at earlier. Remember, we were looking over here, guys, but we didn't have that sell signal. The sell signal finally closed right here, and it provided a full TP. So if you guys caught that, great work. I didn't catch it, unfortunately. I didn't think that sell signal was going to come up right away. One red flag here also that you guys want to be looking out for is these sessions. So it's right at the London low. At this point right here, price might be bouncing right off it. So as I marked up earlier, one of two things can happen. Price will either bounce off it or it'll continue dropping below. And then if and when it drops below, it can also bounce off this here as well. And when that happens, it can just, bounce off there right there. So, I mean, it just really depends. But whenever price gets near these sessions, I usually just don't trade because it's just too risky of an area to be trading. Last thing you want to do is chase a sell here and then it bounces right off, hit your stop loss, then it comes back down, hit your TP. So just be careful with this right here, guys. I do find this area to be very risky. It's 7:30 right now, so it's getting close to 8 o'clock. Let me see if there's any other news this morning. I don't think there is. There's news at 10:30, which is GBP news. Let's check my FX book. There's news coming up at 7:30, actually. It's low impact. It's Dallas Fed Services Index, Dallas Fed Services Revenue Index, and then New York Fed purchases later. So let's refresh this real quick, see if there's any updates right here. Still hasn't updated. Let's check CNBC real quick, see if there's any updates here as well. Everything's pretty much, the Dow is super bearish. It's down 324 points. S&P is down 19 points. No other updates here with regard to the war. Let me see if there's anything else here. There might be an update, actually. All right, so 11 minutes ago, Russia's human rights abuses in Ukraine are mounting by the hour, Blinken warns. So US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken speaks during news conference with Ukraine's foreign ministry. Yes, he just spoke about 10 minutes ago. Everything is just going up now. There's more things going against. Obviously, Adidas suspends its partnership with Russian Football Union. So I mean, everything is I mean, it's not getting any better. It says US moves more troops to Germany. So the US just sent like about 200 soldiers to Germany. So I mean, it's not getting, the war isn't getting any better. Now it's crazy. It's like crazy because like what's gonna happen to this war? It's like it doesn't really make a difference. It's like the wars happen and then just gonna have to rebuild these countries. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get political at all, but I just never really understood. I mean, I understood war, but it's like I don't understand like if the war is not going to do anything. Like for example, if they're trying to like expand their country, obviously, yeah, there's gonna be a war. But if you know you're gonna lose the war and everyone's against you, it's kind of like pointless. It's not like we were expanding their countries and stuff. But whatever. It's for charts. So anyway, back to the charts over here. And it's kind of crazy though, right? People are so worried about war. We're over here worried about making money off these charts. And it's crazy because we're using like the war to our advantage. Like we know that the war is going on, so we have a sell bias. And it's just crazy that there's like, no, exactly. Mauricio said, small man with big ego and nukes. Yeah, I mean, crazier things can happen, obviously. Yes, he said this is the industry, brother. Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm gonna stick to my charts. I don't even watch the news, guys. The only time I look at news is when I'm here with you guys on CNBC. I don't like really follow what's going on around the world. I know it's not good, but yeah, the only time I look at the news is every morning with you guys here during the live. Exactly. Like yeah, John said, we take advantage of a virus that killed millions. Yeah, I know. Like even last year, guys, like last or 2 years ago when COVID was happening, it's crazy because people were freaking out about COVID. Like people are so worried about losing their jobs, and we were making a ton of profit here trading. Because if you guys remember, when you're trading during COVID, you know, maybe not all of you guys that were here, but if you guys were here trading with me during COVID, it was like, what was it, March 2020? Like, guys, we made so much profit during that time. Yeah, right here, March 2020. I left my job as an attorney right here and I just kept selling. I like sold everything I could take. I just sold and we made so much profit off this drop right here for like a whole month. It was crazy. And it's like, you guys look at like, we look at things differently because we look at it from the market, like war is going on and we're selling as well because we know price is going to drop. And it's just, I mean, it's mind blowing. We're taking advantage of the situation. But whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, exactly, Jennifer. Jennifer said it is what it is. Life has to go on. Yeah, exactly. And D said I only follow what will affect my trades. Yeah, same here. Like during COVID, I never really followed COVID news. I only followed when like bad COVID news would come out because we would just sell whenever bad COVID news came out. Same with the war, you know. It's like I don't really follow when like diplomatic talks are going on. I follow when like bad things are happening in the war because when bad things happen, price continues to drop. And you can see right here, price is dropping heavily because they're putting more sanctions on Russia. This happened 15 minutes ago. If you go over here and just go back 15 minutes. So when he started talking, so if you go back 15 minutes right here, look what happened 15 minutes ago. Price was going up because he was talking and then he put sanctions on Russia and it dropped heavily right here. So that's why it's kind of important to look at news because it does affect the price of US30 specifically a lot of the times. All right, so price is below the sessions right here. You can see it's pushing back up. This was a bit of a fake out. One thing to look out for is whether it comes down and tests the New York low over here. So yeah, exactly. No, like Joshua just said right here. Joshua said, I fought in 2 wars, conflicts, neither side wins. No, exactly. And, you know, a lot of us like normal people don't really know about this stuff, but, you know, for the people who are in the military, like Joshua said, I have a lot of friends who are in the military and they're like, bro, like when they get into war, they're like, they don't even know what they're fighting for. And it like neither side really wins because it just causes damage to both sides of the countries. Obviously there's like a different agenda to it, but we're not getting into that. Get into that. What do people call it? Damn, I forgot the word was. Not controversy, conspiracy theory. We're not gonna get into any of that conspiracy theory stuff, but I mean, everyone always thinks that there's a secret agenda to like why these wars happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Anyways, looking over here at price, it's bouncing right off the session, so this might come up a little bit, and then it might come back down. Something to look out for, but one thing to also be careful for is that there's another low right here at the New York low. So even if it does come back below here, so even if that plays out, like I just mentioned, it can just bounce off this New York low as well. Oops, wrong tool. It can bounce right off this as well. It's getting close to 8. So unfortunately, it looks like I don't know, I was hoping we'd probably get another entry here, like an official entry to take with regard to any of the V3s or anything like that. But if you look across here, there hasn't been any V3s all morning because the market's been so choppy. Like if we didn't have this manipulated push right here, I think it'd be fine. We'd have more entries for us to take. Yeah, Jennifer said as long as Russia doesn't hack TradingView or MT4 servers, right? I know that's gonna be the main effect on us. But yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, we'll see how long this war goes on for. I mean, for as long as this war goes on, we definitely want to take advantage of the market because this gives us like an easy bias every time we trade. Sell bias is always going to be easy for us because it's easy to determine as long as we can wait for it to play out. So here it is, guys. It's pretty much doing what I drew up earlier. So I mentioned price was faking out to the upside right here, and then it was going to come back down. I know there's possible entries right here. This is possibly going to be a triple confluence. However, it's going to be risky because it's right at the New York low right here. So, I mean, I'm going to keep looking for trades here, but there isn't really much. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever questions you guys have. I'll still be looking for entries, but where price currently is, it's right in between these two sessions. It's not going to be a good area to trade because you get caught in a lot of these fake outs and reversals here, which you definitely don't want to be stuck in. Going over here real quick, let's see a couple more profits posted by Dell over here and Scotty. So Dell over here posted his profits, locked in a total of 500 for the day. Great work, Dell. Looking over here at Scotty as well, locked in a total of 778. Nice work right there, Scotty. Let's see, Albert over here locked in a total of 5,948. Great work, Albert. And you guys are on fire today. Joshua over here as well. Joshua locked in a total of 578. So great work right there, Joshua. I just saw your message right there. I'll respond to you later, Joshua. So let's see if there's anything else right here. Kenny said, okay, I need a math class. So Kenny, basically 5% of your account is, well, they should tell you. So if you go to your FTMO matrix, it'll tell you how much you can lose for your max daily loss. If you're on a 100K account, it's going to be 5K or 10K, or for a daily loss, it's going to be 5K. For your 200K account, it's going to be 10K. So here we go. As price broke below here. Yeah, that would have been a nice triple confluence right there too, right, guys? This is the triple confluence I was looking for, you guys. I wanted to take it, but the problem with the triple confluence, and it would have went straight to TP. The problem with the triple confluence is that it's right next to the New York low over here. So price is now at this New York low. What could happen at this point is price can bounce right off it. So we'll see if that happens. All right. Yeah, I know the sessions are a buzzkill, like what Nick said. So here we go. As price breaks below here, below the sessions, you can see it retraced up a little bit, like it did a small rejection, but then it broke right through it on the next candle. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this actually wouldn't have been a triple confluence, just like Randy said, because it didn't qualify as the low being established. You can see right here the low disappeared because it wasn't established, which is 100% correct, Randy. So no triple confluence right there and no high low. This would actually be a pivot scalp entry. So, I mean, if you guys are not familiar with these strategies, there's a lot of them here that we could use, like the breakout that we were using earlier for Steven, the high low scalp that we looked at earlier as well. Intraday momentum. I mean, there's a ton of strategies here that you guys can apply. Just a reminder, I'll be remaking the videos probably by next month, if not the month after. I gotta make sure that everything here is pretty much solid. The variations are going to be the main ones that we're going to be covering. The variations 1 through 3. Those are the main ones we're going to be covering. You can see price starting to drop right below. This is fine. This is kind of what we want here. What I'm looking for at this point now is that price is down below here. We're looking for a retracement to the upside, retest the sessions, and then drop down further. That's what I'm looking for. Other than that, well, I'll just leave that up there. Other than that, we're going to wait for it to retrace because it's going to have to retrace at some point. One thing that you guys also want to be careful for is that there's a ton of liquidity right here, so that once market makes it closer to mid-market, you guys might see a big pushback to the upside. So once this live session is over, you guys want to be careful with taking more sells because price is probably going to consolidate a bit from like 8 to 9. Probably consolidate even more from like 9 to 10. And then maybe a reversal to the upside from like 10 to 12. So our bias for this morning obviously has been obvious. It's been obvious drops to the bottom side. But the thing that you guys want to look out for and be careful for is the reversal, because the reversal is going to happen at some point. It's not going to keep dropping forever. People are going to buy the dip at some point, and price is going to push right back up, which will probably happen, between 10 and 12. Over here. So just something to keep in mind. You guys don't have to worry about it now because we're still looking for sells at the moment. But once this live session is done around 8, you definitely want to be careful with your sells because price could be shifting back to the upside. As you can see right here, price is coming back up. It's probably going to come and retest this New York low. Once it tests that, it can probably come right back down. One thing to look out for here as well is, let's see if there's any other. So looking at the 10-minute, just want to see if there's any other lows here that have not been broken. Okay, so the price actually came down and bumped this low from the 10-minute. I don't usually do this, like looking at different time frames, but it's kind of key here. So as you guys can see, price actually rejected right off the 10-minute low right there. This could be an area of liquidity below here. So a couple of things to look out for. It might have a further push right here as it gets closer to 8. But, just like I mentioned, like once it hits 8, price usually starts to consolidate a bit. So if we don't have an entry from now until then, it's probably going to be kind of pointless at this point to take any sells here, because you don't want to get caught in the reversal, or not just reversal, but retracement. One thing to also keep in mind is that price never came back up and retested these sessions. So it might keep dropping or it might push back up at some point to retest that session right there, which is a New York low. I know. Yeah, the sessions are really our buzzkill, because if these sessions weren't here, there would have been a couple trades for us to take. Unfortunately, there wasn't, but we will keep following. My dog's digging. She's ready to go outside. So let's see if there's anything else here for us to look at. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Just a reminder, we're going to be having our mentoring session on Friday. So Kenny can attend. So we will be having that Friday afternoon, probably around 2 o'clock. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever questions you guys have. I know Friday's kind of a long way. So if you guys have any specific questions you guys have that you guys want me to cover regarding any of the strategies, anything really, I can help you guys out with it since we're getting closer to 8, about 14 minutes to 8. We'll see if price comes up. So this is what I'm waiting for right here. I'm looking for price to push up, retest the sessions here. I'm also looking for a retracement candle. So we need a buy signal to come up. And then as it comes back down, I might be able to sneak in one more V3 or V2 or whatever we're looking for here before the end of the session here. But if we don't get it, it's fine. Just keep in mind, today is Tuesday. We still have a whole week ahead of us. So you don't have to force any trades here. There we go. So we got that buy signal right there. Let's see if it retests off or if it tests the New York low right here. Unfortunately, didn't close. We needed to close in order for us to have that. All right, we got another buy signal right there, retracement signal. Man, I'm like, it's like playing with us. It hasn't closed yet. So let's see if it closes right here. All right, price is pushing up a little bit. There we go with the buy signal. Let's see if it closes. Nope. Unfortunately not. So there we go right here. Man, this thing, it like tricks us. Like it's been like 3 candles already where it comes up and then disappears like right at the last second. All right, so there goes that buy signal there. We need this to close. We got 45 seconds left on this candle. If it closes, then that's gonna be a retracement. Maybe we can catch a V3 after it. But yeah, this could also be a V1 right there, like Charles said. I wouldn't take it just yet because it's so close to these sessions though. So I probably wouldn't take that V1 even if it closes. But yeah, we'll see if it closes. I'll mark it up for you guys. But I'm definitely going to be looking for for the retracement to come up first. All right. So this candle's got about 4 seconds. So this would be a V1 right here, guys. I'm not taking it, but I'll mark it up for you guys. So this would be a V1 right here. Main reason why I wouldn't take it is because it's right next to the sessions. The sessions becomes an area of high manipulation because when price gets close to that area, price will do one of 2 things. It'll either bounce off it and go where you want it to go, or it'll break through it and push up pretty high to the next sessions right there. So you definitely want to be careful trading around that area. You can see right here, it's getting really close to the TP. It hasn't hit it yet. That buy signal never came up though. So this is why you would have opposite analysis here because we're looking for that buy signal, but there's technically a V1 running right here. And this is exactly why I wouldn't have taken that V1. See how it would have hit your stop loss? It's not a good move. So that's hopefully you guys understand, right? So there's entries that come up here sometimes, but there's very specific reasons why I don't trade in certain areas. Like even though there was a V1 right there, I wouldn't have taken it because it's right at the sessions. Also, I wouldn't have taken it because we don't have a pending signal. And also we want that pattern to play out. So this right here, this pattern didn't play out, right? So the next level where it can bounce off is going to be this level right here. We're still waiting for that buy signal. So it's not really a big deal because we wouldn't be able to catch an entry anyways, but we would need that buy signal to come up, have it reject off this area, and then come back down from here. But the problem with this is that once it rejects off this point, it's still going to come back to the New York low here. So it's not like it's made any changes at that point. It's still going to be a bit of an iffy entry. Yeah, Talon, you said it's toying with us. I agree. Kenny said, I'm all good for the day. Yeah, I mean, you should probably call it a day, Kenny, because you did lock in some pretty good profit on your accounts. Kenny said, Claude didn't blow my daily loss. All right, good. Yeah, so because Kenny was asking what his daily loss was. I think you're on a 200K account, so your daily loss would be 10K. So he only lost 2,000 today. He's up currently 5,700 overall. So yeah, I mean, if that's the case, Kenny, you should probably just call it a day because, I mean, you made some pretty decent profit for the day already. It's getting close to 8, guys. It's 7:52, so it looks like a lot of you guys are now signing off. So all right, Tommy, we'll see you tomorrow too. Kenny, we'll see you tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out through email or Telegram. I don't think we're going to get any entries from now until the next 8 minutes, because we still need that buy signal that hasn't come up. It's come up like 4 or 5 times right here, but it hasn't closed. So unfortunately, there's not going to be any entries that are available with regard to the V3s. It's still coming up here, another pending one, but just nothing good here to take. So yeah, definitely Brock. We'll see you tomorrow as well. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I don't recommend forcing any trades today, guys. We all made some pretty good profit. I locked in some pretty solid profit myself, about 4,000, 5,000 across all my accounts. So not a big deal. I'm good for the day as well. If you guys have any questions, I'll reach out. But if not, just sit out the market today, guys. Because like I mentioned earlier, price has been dropping. So we had our bias all throughout opening session right here until 8. Price is probably going to consolidate for a bit from 8 to 9, 9 to 10. And then from 10 to 12, you might get a mid-market reversal. So from there, you want to look out for a lot of these highs that have not been broken yet. There's a lot of liquidity that's sitting above here. So the last thing you want to do is enter a sell. Price swings up, hits all this liquidity, and just shoots way up. And then you're not going to be able to get out of your trade. So, keep in mind, today's the first of the month. It's also NFP. It's also Trap Tuesday. So you guys definitely want to be a bit careful with the entries that you guys take today. If you guys don't need a trade, just sit out the rest of the day, come back tomorrow, and then we'll pick back up for the next live session. But I think for now, you guys definitely want to be a bit careful. So other than that, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow for the next live session. So have a great morning, guys.